India is raising red flags over a troubling shift that's taking place in Bangladesh. Growing signs of Islamic extremism, visible ties with Pakistan, and even ISIS flags that have been spotted at protest rallies. Developments that are sparking concerns amongst Indian authorities. Leaders of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's Awami League. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has confirmed that security agencies have been put on high alert. He expressed alarm over what he called Bangladesh's recent hobnobbing with Pakistan, adding fuel to fire. Pakistan's foreign minister, deputy prime minister, in fact, continues to justify terror against India, even describing the militants behind Tuesday's deadly Pahalgam attack as anything but terrorists. These are very serious remarks because they also indicate such a huge departure that has taken place as far as Bangladesh is concerned. They come after a planned visit to Dhaka by the foreign minister that was pushed ahead in the wake of the recent developments in the region. But let me first get in a view from my colleague Saurabh Gupta, who's been tracking these details and these developments very closely, and then we come back and ask, as always, the big questions on the story. But first up, Saurabh.
Well, all these concerns about Bangladesh stem from the fact that Bangladesh is now advocating for stronger ties with Pakistan, and this has come from the chief advisor of the interim government of Bangladesh, Mohammad Yunus, who said that they want stronger ties with Pakistan. Now, what does this mean for India security-wise? Over the last few months, India has been worried. And why have they been worried? Well, a lot of anti-India voices have been openly speaking out. Also, what we've seen is terror accused and people with known terror links have been released from prison. They continue to make anti-India statements on Bangladeshi soil. And the other thing is that leaders in the northeast and states that are bordering Bangladesh, including Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma or the BJP ally Tipramotha Chief Pradyot Manikya Tip Burman, all of them are worried and they are saying that there needs to be strong action against Bangladesh. Along with that, Nishikant Dubey, BJP MP, has also called for action against Bangladesh, saying Lashkar-e-Taiba people are openly roaming around there. Now, what are we talking about? Now, in the last few days, there have been images that have been shared on social media, including by Sajid Pazed, who is former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's son. Sheikh Hasina was Prime Minister till her party, Awami League, was ousted from power last year. And in these photos, there is a terror accused who is seen meeting the law advisor of the interim government of Bangladesh. And this terror accused is someone who was apprehended earlier. He is known for his Lashkar-e-Taiba links. He's traveled to Pakistan. He was apprehended after an operation at his hideout in a madrasa he was running illegally, where, there were arms and ammunition recovered. So all of these developments, the presence of anti-India voices, the people with terror links openly meeting government officials, and, the developments in the northeast with Bangladesh calling, calling for stronger ties with Pakistan has left chief ministers of northeastern states worried over the developments, and that's why they're calling for stronger action against Bangladesh.
Indeed, and which is why the big questions that we're posing right now on India Global. First up, has Bangladesh now become the eastern flank of what many would call a jihadist axis? That's question number one. Second, can Bangladesh still morally claim legitimacy while flying ISIS flags? Third, is Dhaka's dangerous flirtation with Islamabad now a complete betrayal of 1971? And lastly, with children with ISIS flags, is Bangladesh now nurturing or is it indoctrinating its next generation? I want to quickly now get it Brahma Chellaney, strategic affairs expert, to talk more on this. Mr. Chellaney, you heard our report, you heard some of the big questions that we are posing. What's your first thought on this greater linkage that has come in between Pakistan and Bangladesh and the complete ideological clarity with which both are aligned?
We shouldn't be surprised by the growing linkage between Pakistan and Bangladesh. The regimes both in Islamabad and Dhaka are military-backed regimes. They are Islamist-leaning regimes. They have cozy alliance with Islamists. In fact, in Bangladesh, Yunus has set in motion the radicalization of Bangladeshi society. He has released violent Islamists and terrorists from jail. In a way, his regime has been tolerating terrorism and extremism by releasing convicted and under trial Islamist militants and violent extremists, including 174 prisoners have been released. These prisoners were linked to outlawed militant outfits like the ISIS-linked JMB. In addition, hundreds of death row convicts and militants remain at large after escaping from prison. The harsh reality is this about Bangladesh. The Islamists there are working to remake Bangladeshi society, including overturning the secularism that has largely defined Bangladesh since its independence from Pakistan. The Yunus regime, in fact, officially is proposing the elimination of the term secularism from the constitution. Today, those who sponsored and supported the 1971 Bangladesh genocide are calling the shots in Bangladesh. This is the tragedy of Bangladesh.
What do you think New Delhi's next steps should be, given the fact that these ISIS flags, the complete red flags that are being raised by the northeastern chief ministers, including Himanta Biswa Sarma? What do you think New Delhi should be now focused on prioritizing?
We need a consistent Bangladesh policy. The human rights situation in Bangladesh remains grim. The Indian External Affairs Ministry earlier this month referred to, quote unquote, the ongoing persecution of minorities in Bangladesh, where the criminal perpetrators of such acts continue to roam free. Yet we are not exerting pressure on Bangladesh, despite the fact that Bangladesh depends on India for its daily essentials. In fact, when Prime Minister Modi met with Yunus on the sidelines of a multilateral summit in Bangkok, there was elation in Bangladesh among the Yunus regime circles because in a way, India was also conferring legitimacy on the Yunus regime. This is a regime that is unelected, undemocratic, unconstitutional. It has no mandate to be in office. It's been postponing elections. Yunus refuses to give even a specific month in which he will hold the election. Sometimes he says end of the year, of this year, then he says by June next year. And I think it's time for India to start exerting its leverage against this unconstitutional regime in Bangladesh, because this regime is directly responsible for the ongoing persecution of the Hindu minority. And in fact, the chickens have come home to roost for this regime, with Islamist and terrorist groups today seeking to dictate terms to the interim regime.
Yes. All right. Very quickly, Mr. Chellaney, given the terrorist attack that took place last week, Pahalgam, given the tension since then, how do you see that coming in with the closeness of Bangladesh and Pakistan? Very quickly, sir.
The fact is that the Bangladeshi ISI, which sent a team to Dhaka on a secret mission, the team was hosted by the Yunus regime, is seeking to open bases in Bangladesh to destabilize India's northeast and West Bengal. So it's very clear that what Pakistan is doing on the western front, it's also seeking to do on the eastern front by using Bangladesh as a proxy. And India should make it very clear to Bangladesh that if there's any indication of such activity, that India will take whatever actions necessary to protect its security.
All right, sir, we leave it there. Thanks much for speaking to me on India Global.